Let's starts now. The Eternal Rest. Meeting the First King. Scene 1. The Fall of the Hunter. The battlefield in the heart of Seoul is frozen in time. Son Jin-Woo is on his knees. The ice spear of the Frost Monarch has pierced his chest, and the jagged claws of the Beast Monarch have shredded his internal organs. Blood. Real, human blood. Pools on the asphalt. The Shadow Army, once an unstoppable force, begins to dissolve. Igris flickers like a dying candle. Beru lets out a scream of pure agony as his connection to his king is severed. Is this it? The Beast Monarch sneers, his breath smelling of carrion. The great Shadow Monarch, defeated by a mere human heart. The Frost Monarch looks down at Jin-Woo's fading eyes. He was a mistake, a vessel that tried to contain a god. Now, the mistake is corrected. Jin-Woo's vision blurs. The screams of the citizens, the roar of the monsters, and the cold bite of the ice all begin to fade. His heart gives one final, weak thud. System message. Life sustained at 0%. The player has died. Scene 2. The world of nothingness. Jin-Woo doesn't wake up in a hospital. He doesn't wake up in a respawn point. He opens his eyes to find himself standing in a world of absolute white. There is no horizon, no sun, and no shadow. It is the in-between. Am I dead? Jin-Woo asks. His voice doesn't echo. You are at the crossroads, a voice replies. It is deep, ancient, and carries the weight of 1 billion fallen soldiers. Jin-Woo turns. Standing there is a figure that looks exactly like him, but older, taller, and draped in armor made of solidified darkness. A crown of black thorns sits upon his head. It is Ashborn, the original Shadow Monarch, the greatest fragment of brilliant light. I have waited a long time to speak with you without the system's interference, Ashborn says. Scene 3. The truth of the war. Ashborn waves his hand, and the white world transforms into a battlefield from the beginning of time. Jin-Woo sees beings of light, the rulers, and beings of darkness, the monarchs locked in an eternal cycle of slaughter. We were created to fight, Ashborn explains. The absolute being gave us life so he could watch us destroy each other for his entertainment. I was a ruler once, the most loyal of them all. But when I discovered the truth, I was betrayed by my brothers. Jin-Woo watches as Ashborn is struck down by the other rulers, only to rise again. Not by their light, but by the power of the darkness hidden within him. I became the Shadow Monarch, not out of malice, but out of the need for an ending, Ashborn continues. The monarchs wanted to destroy everything. The rulers wanted to preserve the cycle. I wanted to stop it. Scene 4. The Architect's Deception. The scene shifts to the Double Dungeon, the place where Jin-Woo's journey began. The Architect, that statue you fought, promised me a perfect vessel, Ashborn says. He searched through millions of humans to find someone who could handle my power without going insane. He chose you because you were always close to death. You were used to the scent of the grave. Jin-Woo looks at his younger, weaker self on the stone altar. So, I was just a container? A battery for your return? Ashborn walks toward him. That was the Architect's plan, but I saw something else in you. I saw a man who refused to stay down. Every time the system pushed you, you pushed back harder. You didn't just contain the power, you mastered it. Ashborn removes his helmet. His face is identical to Jin-Woo's. I am tired, Jin-Woo. I have fought for eternity. I want to rest. But the world needs a king who understands what it means to be human. Scene 5. The Choice. You have 2 choices, Ashborn says, extending 2 hands. In the first, you stay here. In this world of memories, you can live forever with your family in a dream. You will never feel pain again. You will never have to fight. The white world flickers, showing Jin-Woo his mother, healthy and smiling. It shows him a world where the gates never open. In the second, you return. But you won't return as a player. You will return as the Shadow Monarch. The system will be deleted. The safety nets will be gone. You will be the target of every god in existence. Jin-Woo looks at the dream of his mother. He wants to stay. He wants to be normal. But then he hears a sound, a faint, desperate cry. It's the sound of Beru and Igris fighting to the death in the real world, trying to protect his cold corpse. It's the sound of Cha-He in crying over his body. A king doesn't leave his people behind, Jin-Woo says, his voice hardening. Give me the darkness. Scene 6, the true awakening. Ashborn smiles, a sad, proud smile. He places his hand on Jin-Woo's chest, right where the black heart is located. Then take it, all of it, not as my vessel, but as my successor. From this moment on, you are the Shadow Monarch. A massive explosion of black mana consumes both of them. The memories of Ashborn, the trillions of battles, the billions of deaths, the secrets of the universe flood into Jin-Woo's mind. The system begins to glitch and tear apart. System message, removing all constraints. System message, final level reached, infinite. System message, the architect's influence has been purged. System message, welcome home, my king. Scene 7, back in the real world. Back in Seoul, the Monarchs are celebrating. The Beast Monarch has his foot on Jin-Woo's chest, ready to rip out his heart to show the world. The ruler's hope is dead! The Beast Monarch roars to his army. Suddenly, the temperature in Seoul doesn't just drop, it vanishes. The air becomes heavy, like lead. The blood on the ground begins to flow upward, defying gravity. A black shockwave erupts from Jin-Woo's body, throwing the Beast Monarch back into a skyscraper. Jin-Woo's corpse begins to rise. But he isn't a zombie. He is being rebuilt by shadows. His hair grows slightly longer. His eyes glow with a light that is brighter than the sun and darker than a black hole. Scene 8. The difference in class. The Frost Monarch steps back, his ice daggers trembling. Impossible! The vessel died! We saw the heart stop! Jin-Woo stands tall. He isn't wearing his old clothes. He is draped in the true monarch's raiment, a shifting cape of shadows that looks like the night sky. He looks at his hands. He can feel the atoms of the city. He can feel the heartbeat of every soldier in his army, even the ones miles away. You were talking about a mistake? Jin-Woo's voice is no longer just human. It has the layered echo of Ashborn's power. He looks at the Beast Monarch, who is crawling out of the rubble. You touched my family. You touched my city. And you thought I would stay dead? Scene 9. The Monarch's rage. Jin-Woo doesn't use a dagger. He just raises his hand. Skill, ruler's authority, true form. The Beast Monarch is slammed into the ground by a force so immense it creates a crater 3 blocks wide. The monster tries to stand, but the gravity is so strong it snaps his bones. The Plague Monarch, Querhersha, tries to swarm him with her insects. Jin-Woo doesn't even look at her. Burn. A wave of black fire. The dragon's breath he inherited from his understanding of mana incinerates the million insects in a single second. Querhersha screams, her beautiful face melting into a mass of maggots. This is not a hunt anymore, Jin-Woo says, walking toward them. His footsteps leave cracks in reality. This is an execution. Scene 10, the King's Court. The 3 monarchs realize their mistake. They didn't kill the Shadow Monarch. They allowed him to shed his human skin. Retreat! The Frost Monarch screams. But as he tries to open a portal, he finds the space is locked. Jin-Woo stands in the center of the street. He doesn't say arise. He doesn't need to. From every shadow in the city, from the shadows of the buildings, the cars, and the terrified citizens, the true Shadow Army begins to emerge. Not just 100,000, but the original Legion of Ashborn. Millions of Shadow Knights, giants, and dragons fill the sky. You're not going anywhere, Jin-Woo says. Jin-Woo sitting on a throne of shadows that rises from the asphalt. His army stands behind him, blocking out the sun. The 3 monarchs are huddled together, looking like insects before a god. The last thing we see is Jin-Woo's glowing purple eyes and the words Season 7, Episode 3, The End of the Sovereigns. End of Episode 2.